When does a live play? We'll be doing some live matches after this one. Probably do a live Drogo after this. As we're going to be jumping on in. Let's see what's going to happen to the top left-hand side. Our red Zerg player from Team Liquid is Snute. He's going up against the blue Terran to the lower right-hand side of the map. From Dead Pixels, it's Optimus. We're going to do what Harstem says. No, we're not. You know the last time I did what Harstem said to do? Broke my wrist. Okay, no, not quite. But, I can't think of a time Harstem's ever told me to do something and it worked out well. A whole bunch? How many is that? We're going to do, like, probably another 3 or 4 matches after this, I would say. Something like that. Harstem, what's up? Een van mijn favorite? I don't know how to say favorite spelers. Favorite? I don't know how to say favorite in Dutch. I don't know that. I don't know. Don't know that one. Triple Rex Reaper here from Optimus on Odyssey for map 1. So let's see how this works out for him. Bit of an interesting one. Let's see what's going to happen as we set up in towards this. I got an email yesterday that was completely in Dutch. It was kind of an awkward response like, yo, yo, I appreciate what you're emailing me about, but I'm not Dutch, man. Like, just for future reference. Just in case you're wondering why I'm like suddenly replying to you in English, like bit of an awkward start of a reply. Pretty funny. Anyways, we do see Reaper moving on up towards the upper left-hand side. Snute kind of had a pretty good game and a pretty bad game against Alive in the TVZ earlier, so we'll see what he can do against Optimus. I would imagine, and with the way that Optimus has been talking about Odyssey, I imagine that Odyssey has indeed here been Snute's map pick in this best of 2. And we'll see what Optimus is after this, of course, as well. As we see for now, Reaper's just moving around, getting in position, and looking to see what they can get up to. As they're just going to keep on poking the front, going to see this Queen taking a little bit of damage. Grenades going down, and actually Queen continue to take damage. Might be in a little bit of trouble here, as we see. Well, one Reaper has to pull away. Man, this Queen is going down so early. Can he actually get it? No, he can't. Snute's extra Queens arrive just in time. And now he's going to be able to pull back just a little bit. Well, extra Reapers keep on moving over here from Optimus, who is actually now going to rotate around in towards the main. As they're going to jump on up and get ready to go in towards the main and try and just do a little bit more damage. You're going to find a couple of Zerglings here already. So obviously, at this point, does know what he's playing against. And, well, we're going to just be seeing kind of these Lings continue to go down. Optimus is controlling very well here, and I feel as though he's finding some pretty decent damage. Couple of drones, a good amount of Zerglings. Queens are getting lower and lower as well. As these Reapers coming around to the other side again. I mean, now the Lings have speed, but not going to be able to do too much right away. As we're going to see Queen is going to get picked away. It doesn't quite go down, though. I love the patience of Optimus. He also sees that tumor there, and he will try and work his way through it. Nowadays, though, with just 5 damage done per Reaper grenade, it does take a little while longer, a few more grenades, to actually be able to pick this off, and eventually he might actually be able to kill it. Should be off cooldown now. There we go. Grenades. And Kaboom finally gets rid of that creep tumor. Man, the damage reduction on that grenade is crazy. As you're going to be seeing these Zerglings going to come around the top side. You'll see the Reapers coming back down the left, and he's going to see that stim pack on the way from Optimus at home. His transition into the next stage of the game for himself is well underway, as he will try and pick away at the third hatchery. If he can get rid of this, of course, it would definitely slow Snute down quite a lot. Will he be able to, though? Lings and Queens are signing up to kind of get something done here. He gets the hatchery, gets the kill on the drone as well. Now he's in a bit of an awkward situation where he has to hop up and down, but he's doing a very good job of it. I love what he's doing with the jumping up and down as the grenades go off. And he's kind of really messing up with the AI of the Zerglings here. Like, they don't seem to know what to do. Snute's Zerglings are just left, right, center. They really don't know what they're doing. Optimus has just killed so much here. Damage being done by Optimus, insane. Did he lose? What did he lose so far this game in general? Nothing? Wow, not a single Reaper goes down. 30 Lings, 3 drones, cancelled hatchery. Snute rebuilding his third hatch now to the northern side. Absolutely crazy. Evo Chamber on the way up, and we're just going to be seeing Snute with the macro hatch in the main base as well. Just make sure you can keep on top of all of this Zergling-based production he's going for. so far by Optimus to not lose anything at all. To maintain these Reapers is so powerful because it means you can continue to use them in the later stages of the game. As we're going to see these Reapers coming forwards and just going to be seeing the grenades again, doing a good amount of damage. Just another cancel on the hatchery, another drone going down. Optimus is continuing to do very good damage here so far. And Snute does not have an answer to these Reapers still. And if he doesn't have an answer to the Reapers, what on earth is he going to do when there's going to be Reapers and Marines at the same time? That's going to become very difficult for Snute to deal with. I feel like that might be actually just straight up impossible to deal with for Snute. I mean, I think Optimus is in this position where he's just done so much damage early that he might just be able to kind of steamroll through. The first 2 medevacs on the way. There's more than 60 Marines ready to get picked up. I'm going to be seeing this very soon as Lings will counterattack down towards the lower right-hand side to see what they can get up to. Reapers will move forwards again. Guess what? They're going for that third hatchery. They see it. The one thing that Optimus wants to make sure of right now is that he doesn't lose these Reapers. He's so close to being able to use them in terms of joining them up with these Marines. And that'd be great. If you have all of these Reapers plus 16 Marines and 2 medevacs, you are so deadly. Whereas if you just have the Marines, you're more so looking at kind of harassing and cleaning up creep rather than having like a deadly push here. As we're going to be seeing the Lings scavenging up at the front. Snute's just going to go for a huge bailing counterattack. Well, he's going to start morphing those in. Obviously, there's a large amount of army across the map from Optimus, but he does have a pretty solid wall here. He has got a lot of Marines in position. Well, let's see how well he can deal with this. He's obviously going to do quite a lot across the map at the same time. There you go, though. Initial Bane's going to start moving forwards, and well, he busts on through. Optimus sees this, and he will stim backwards. Target fires the remaining Banelings, and now it's Marines on Zerglings, but there's well, he has no wall in the high ground. That's the problem. He's still pushing forwards in terms of the rest of his units. Man, he has to do so much over here, though. He really does. I mean, already the Queen goes down. He'll get rid of the third base, I guess. He's actually not really able to make too much more. SCV's now pulling away. This is going to become a very weird sort of somewhat base-tradey scenario. As we see, Snute is going to keep on rallying across the map. There's no Banes coming in for him defensively at home. A few transfuses on the Queen. Buys him a few moments. Snute needs Banelings or something here, like Zerglings on their own are just not going to find the damage. Optimus has lost every single worker, but we're still in the point where you could get so much done with this army over here. Zerglings are going to be pushing forwards, and well, are they going to get a good enough of a surround? It looks as though he will so far. These Zerglings just keep coming out, and Optimus is forced to lift up and back away. Oh man, absolute disaster for Optimus. He just took too long to make action happen with these units that were on the map. And he just had nothing left at home to deal with the counter. And the one way I feel Snute maybe could have got back in this game is what he's gone for. And he's found it. He was not in a pretty position. Defensively, I don't think he would have defended. If all of Optimus's units were at home, I don't think he wins. I don't think he kind of loses anything. It is what it is. He was out of position. He wasn't being aggressive enough with those units at the time. And Snute gets the counterattack. GG is called. Snute takes the first game after being absolutely destroyed. Game number 2 of this. Let's see what's going to happen. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. And also we'll be back on Friday with Group D. Young, Harstom, Haas, Keen, Hut, and Game Time. It's also an awesome group. And then Saturday and Sunday is playoffs. So with that said, guys, let's jump on into game number 2 of this best of 2. Again, if you're unfamiliar with this format, it's a round-robin group. 2 maps played in every matchup. And every map basically counts as 1 point. Bottom right-hand side, it is going to be our Red Zerg player from Team Liquid. It is Snute. Top left-hand side, our Blue Terran player from Dead Pixels. It's Optimus. Okay then, guys, again, how are we all feeling? How are we all doing? Thank you for joining in. Let me know who you tune on in this series as we get this set up and ready to roll. The live Snute score was 1-1, Champ 78. 1-1 between Alive and Snute. Again, we'll try and get the Wikipedia updated a bit. I haven't been able to in my downtime yet today, but I will do my best to try and make it happen. Obviously, they're going to hide some of the results that have been played from Wikipedia so that we can cast the games from replays, spoiler free, and basically be able to bring you guys these games. Just more games, basically. Alright. One-handed cast, brackets ing. Love it. I was actually going to ask you guys for your best broken wrist jokes. So give them to me. Let's hear them at the start of this game. Your best broken wrist or cast jokes. I wanna hear what you guys can come up with. See if you guys got some good humor in you today. Yes, best of 2, guys. It can go 1-1. Basically, every player in the group just plays 2 maps against the other. And so just see the factory building up here from Optimus, obviously moving away from the free rack sweeper play we saw in the first game. Second game here, just going to be seeing that CC coming on down. And a couple of Lings coming forwards early. Reaper has been left behind though to protect this SCV. Well, not actually protected though, and that's going to be a nice little pickup by Snute. SCV killed in a slight delay, not a major one though. Would have been larger if the Reaper was not at home. So. You see this Zerglin as well from Snute, just going to move on out over to the top side again. Just continue to move around here, see what he can get up to, see what might happen. Just wants to keep it on the map and try and hide it away from the Reaper, which could potentially come and find it. And obviously, Reaper's finding Zerglings is not a very happy ending for the Zerglings generally. When the speed continue to come on up, we'll be completing very soon actually. This Reaper on the low ground, nibbling away at that hatchery. So Reaper nibbling away, a few more drones on the way up. That link speed again will be finishing very soon. And a couple of these Hellions of Optimus still coming around the right hand side. Looking to try and do a little bit more as well. So just going to come on in here and going to start working their way through this hatch. And you can see already, hatch does take a little bit of damage. Now you see 2 queens here as well to help protect. And well, can he defend? Feels though all day here, Snoot's been taking damage from early Hellions in the matches we've seen from him. Let's see if we can defend this time around. We're going to be seeing, oh yeah, this is pretty decent. What, 1 drone lost? 2 drones lost at the very final shot of the Hellion. For 2 Hellions going down, I think Snoot will be kind of happy about that. And there's Optimus. I wonder if he plays mech here on Abyssal Reef. I wonder if he's going to play mech here on Abyssal Reef. It's definitely something that could happen. He's going to see those Hellions going to start moving out, and a few Zerglings here in the center. Going to have to turn around. Which are going to try and run by, but Hellions are still in position. And so the Zerglings are not able to make much progress at all. Raven starts up from Optimus here as well. 10 more Zerglings on the way out. Spores as well, getting ready to just defend against possible Banshees. They'll also be useful to some extent against Ravens, but don't really need like a Spore in this mineral line, feel like, or this mineral line to really push back Ravens. And they're just not really in positions where they can do too much. We're just going to be seeing the Raven comes in, and there's the first auto turret coming down. And we'll start to pick away at 1 and 2 drones, and that should be all, but of course, the lost mining time does add up as well. And as he realizes it's Ravens here, Snute will reposition those spores to help push those Ravens back in the future. A few Hellions at the right hand side again, just going to get pushed back here by the Queens. And a few more Hellions in the center. I mean, with more and more Hellions coming through, obviously it really does feel as though Optimus is looking to play mech. Third and fourth gas now coming down as well. Is a better kind of, an even better kind of sign of that. And as these Hellions dive in again, well, 3 kills so far, and he'll go for just the 3 up until now. He'll get 5. It's not bad. It's not bad, but there's still Queens chasing Hellions over here as well. 8 workers killed. It's okay. The Raven came in at the same time to do a bit more damage. And Optimus just going to keep Snute slowed down for now, trying to continue setting this up. Wardy the Plasticaster. Paid the price because the fest was rough. I didn't even break my wrist in like a very exciting way. Wardy and alcohol and a music festival walked into a bar. Mate, I really wasn't even that drunk when I broke it. I was maybe just slightly tipsy. Like, I really wasn't that drunk at all. I know because when I broke it, I was like, fuck, this shouldn't hurt this much unless I'm not drunk. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Anyways, and we've seen the Hellions running by again. I mean, this is a lot more Hellions committed for only 4 workers killed. I mean, the thing is with mech, you can sometimes give away a lot of Hellions to keep on running by because you are going to keep on reproducing them. It's your mineral sink, but at the same time, that was a lot of Hellions, so really not much gained at all there that time. This is going to be seeing 1-1 upgrades continue to come on through here for Snute. He has thrown that Roach Roaring down fairly early into the game. So we'll be seeing that Roach-based style. You see the Infestation Pit coming up as well. Now, Infestation Pit against Mech obviously has a few more options as to how it plays out, rather than just a couple of Infestors, like we saw from Snute earlier against the Bio. And so as the Infestation Pit finishes, Swarm hosts are definitely on the table. They're definitely on the menu potentially. We'll see if Snute orders them and gets them rolling here in the next few moments. Again, the Raven's still coming in, finding damage where it can. I mean, this Raven so far picked up, what, 4 kills? And the other one, is it dead? Nope, it's just hiding from me. There it is. Other one is on 8 kills. So 12 kills total from the Ravens. Just consistent damage over time, keeping Snute away from kind of a larger economy, I guess. Over time you can see it here. Income has been in favor of Optimus because of all the time lost by Snute pulling away workers like this every time a Raven comes in. Which is kind of crazy. A few infestors on the way up and a few swarm hosts as well. So we get to see how exactly Snute is planning to deal with this composition of Optimus here. And we're going to be seeing these 2 medevacs moving down. Just going to sit overhead of this tank and a few Hellions. I'm just going to be seeing another siege tank on the way out. 1-1 upgrades. Going to be finishing up for Optimus as well. Infernal Pre-Igniter on the way, so he is going to invest into that blue flame here. Will help a little bit against the Locusts as the waves come at him time after time. In fact, generally one of the best things you can do against the Swarm Hosts is have enough Hellbats. With enough Hellbats here, you're going to be able to consistently push away the Locusts and get through the waves quickly enough to minimize the time wasted on what is effectively 3 units that aren't doing too much otherwise. Double 4-drop moving down in towards the center of the map momentarily. As that Hive does starting up here from Snute as well. So Hive on the way up, extra Swarm Hosts being built as well, a few extra Roaches also coming on in. How many workers were lost overall by Snute? 22. Obviously, again, it's that sort of situation where he loses 22 workers, but he's able to keep rebuilding because Optimus has thrown away units for them. But it's the kind of pulling away every single time for mining that's kind of the big issue. Ooh, does he lose that 4? Oh, he drops it down. Ah, very nearly saves it with the second medevac, which he nearly gets fungled as well. Nice catch by Snute there, really making the most of this. As you see, Optimus being punished for trying to find even further damage out on the map. Snute just putting used to the units he's invested into in the last few moments. Did like the fact that he was able to kind of force out a bunch of Locusts though. Very nice, slows down some of the Swarm Hosts from being able to immediately counterattack. There's 1-4 currently on his way back home. Tanks are sieged up, and whoa, Snute's just running up here. Roaches and Ravagers already taking some pretty major damage. He'll send the Locusts over to the right-hand side towards this mineral line, but I mean, he'll get a few SCVs. 8 workers killed, but the Locusts cleaned up, and I think Optimus, well, I think that was actually a good trade for him. A good few Roach Ravager killed off, loses a handful of workers. It's the sort of situation Optimus can recover from. It's the sort of damage Optimus can afford to take, in all honesty. Hellions here again, going to pick up another drone. Another couple of Hellions going down there. Good damage dealt, as we'll see again. Creep going to be able to keep on pushing forwards, and it's one thing that's definitely in favor of Snooty, and one thing that Optimus hasn't been able to slow down with his Hellions or whatever. He hasn't been able to stop the creep spread from pushing in, and so without being able to push the creep spread further forwards, there's a bit of a weird position, as we're going to be seeing Locusts jumping up, and will start to move forward to try and do a little bit more. Going to be trying to just jump on top of, I don't even know what actually, they don't really seem to know themselves, but they get roasted pretty much as soon as they do land. A few infestors and swarm hosts on this low ground looking for an opportunity. SCV's going down to the right side as well. Snute splitting himself up and kind of creating a difficult life for the mech player who doesn't generally want to have to find a way to split up his army. And Snute's only killing SCVs though, and again they're very easily replaced. He's not, okay, he's dealing this damage for free because of the locusts that are being traded out for it, but over time Optimus is still building up a very scary army here. And a great little bit of counterattack now. All of a sudden, Snute killed 10 workers. He just lost 9 drones, so Optimus is finding himself right back in this. Done 9 mine time, killing workers and all sorts with these Ravens coming back into play once more now. So even losing a fairly high energy queen over in this position as another wave of locusts just disappear. Snute losing quite a lot there as we see rocks being taken down. And as those rocks get knocked down, Optimus, a few Hellions over to the far right-hand side. A few more Vipers on the way up, free upgrades as well here for our Zerg player on the way through now that the Hive is finished up. Still this Raven just picking away, a couple of other drones. More lost mine time, and obviously Optimus feels this thing going pretty well for him because he's pushing forwards aggressively. First Fungal kind of just misses the marker, if I'm going to be honest. The Locusts, well, this is really bad. The Locusts have all just been used, but they've done absolutely nothing to the point where they're not even slowing down the Terran player. They'll land now, but he unsieges, so he really loses nothing at all. And suddenly Optimus is pushing forwards into what, like, how many Swarm Hosts on cooldown? Like, at least 15. He's pushing forwards into what really isn't very much of a defense at all here, set up for Snute. Trying to get some more Ravagers in play, trying to find himself anything that could work out for him right now. Maybe Optimus not even bringing these tanks aggressively, aggressively forwards enough just yet. As we're going to be seeing the tank siege again, we're just going to be seeing... I mean, now he's well spread out. Snute, he did just add in the Vipers, and so there is going to be abduction potential. There is going to be potential to Blinding Cloud as well. He has to find a way in with the Vipers, though, that the Vikings are not going to stop them. Those Vikings shoot them all down before they cast any abilities. That would be very detrimental indeed, as we're going to see Locusts from the northern side. Are they going to jump on their 4? No, that's not really what you want. You wanted the tanks, I think, more than anything. Because again, Optimus is still here in a very aggressive position further forwards. As we're going to see, oh no, those Vipers are caught. There goes 1, here goes 2. Maybe there's a transfuse to save it, but the single shot from the Vikings is enough. Next transfuse isn't in time. He actually transfused, I think, a Swamp OSC he clicked on there. And all of a sudden, Optimus is still controlling the front position. Ready to just kind of keep stopping Snute from doing anything. Hasn't reinforced in a while. Swamp OSC move forward. They get annihilated by a couple of tank shots. And now they're kind of stuck in a tough position where they're just on cooldown, trying to buy time, 5-10 more seconds until he's ready to go. But the natural expansion already goes down. Here we go. I mean, the Vikings in the sky as well, trying to help out wherever possible. Snute's supply block from losing so much here. Infestors are being destroyed by these tanks, but he does get a lot of infested Terrans off. This might just about be a cleanup here actually by Snute. But it's cost him a hell of a lot to finally have happen. And it really has. It may become just a little bit too late. A few Hellions here will try and dive into mineral lines, but Snute's in position. He's down to just 29 drones though. Optimus in a position now where he is in complete control of this game. 62 workers. His army supply is a bit down, but defensively he should be completely fine. And obviously over time here he rebuilds, while Snute really isn't going to be talking, in a position to keep on trading. Unless he finds some very efficient play with the Swamp OSC Locust in the next few moments. We're going to see some corrosive battles on an initial time, but look at how many Ravagers just disappear before anything else even happens. Tanks will just unsiege and try and back away, it seems, for the most part, but he allows the Ravagers to move forwards again. He just does not want to fight those Locusts, but now he actually lands the Vikings on top of the Swamp OSC behind. He's going to try and target a few of these down, or just fight the Ravagers, lifts back up. A little bit of a decision to be made there. A few Hellions find a base top right-hand side, and Snute is trying to drone behind this. I mean, he took a good fight there. That was kind of what he needed to some extent. It really was. But is it enough still? Another Liberator pops on out. A few Ravagers coming over the right-hand side here. Going to be seeing the Swarm Hosts joining up together once again towards the center now. We're going to see what their next move is. 5 tanks being built at a time. Hellions got rid of the top right base. Now they find this base as well. Looking for even more damage. We see the Ravens back in action. 5 kills. I mean, this hatchery is going to be dropping soon if it's not going to be protected or transfused or something. Kind of crazy. Needs some Hellions or something here, though. Needs to clean up these Locusts. Ooh, Optimus is starting to lose quite a lot to this initial wave of Locusts dropping down. Maybe time to drop the Vikings down once again, start fighting against what he can. He's just not got the support of his entire army. Optimus is really struggling here to find himself in the right position at the right time. He's just so far set back, and he's afraid to bring too much far forwards in case he loses everything against Locusts. He just needs more Hellions again. Like, the Hellbats were doing such a good job of cleaning up wave after wave of Locusts earlier. Now, they haven't been doing so good because he hasn't had that many in the army. He needs to get rid of the Locusts, otherwise he's in trouble time and time again. Snute's still down to 37 workers here. There's Raven, 18 kills throughout the game. It's been absolutely insane how much damage he's been able to find, and it's just been such a nuisance throughout the entirety of this. There's Optimus, 5 bases, just needs a few seconds to sit back and rebuild, and it's what he's been getting. He's been rebuilding quite comfortably. Problem is, Snute's going to try and attack forwards yet again with what is just so many Swarmers, although a few of them going down before anything happens. Vikings will help out. Love the turret in the front actually absorbs the kind of initial landing of Swarmers here, which does go a long way to helping out, and sieges the tank to minimize the friendly fire damage. Then he sieges the other ones. 23 drones just kill. What did he just kill? 23 drones with the Hellions from up here? Again, Snute just is not able to be allowed an economy in this game at all. Like, whatever he tries to do just turns out being a bit of a disaster. Now Liberators are going to move around the map and just be a nuisance. There isn't really Spore Crawlers in all the positions there needs to be because the Ravens throughout the game have just been picking them off. It's crazy. The Ravens now finally dealt with. That was the last auto turret. We will see. Planetary Fortress here will have to be mass repaired. Hellions and Vikings coming up to try and help. Repair the planetary is just not going to be enough. Planetary Fortress drops 8 workers for 9. There's that natural expansion siege by a Liberator, takes quite a bit of damage. Again though, Optimus can afford to trade somewhat evenly in workers. He's 60 to 24. He just needs to find a way to fight against the Swarm Hosts. Maybe Banshees. Is there a Spire up in the game? There's a Hydra Den. He just needs to find a way to comfortably fight the Swarm Host, which is very difficult to do given the sort of position he's in at the moment. All corrosive bars go down. Ravager Swarm Host is all that Snute has right here. It's just so scary. Optimus needs to try and bait out a wave of Locust to be used, back away, and then push forwards. That's what he's maybe going to look to do here. Baits the Locust, backs away, or is he going to fight it? He's going to siege, he's going to start fighting this. He's just going to target fire down Ravagers with the tanks in the back, which I actually kind of like, because it is expensive trade on either side. Now he lands the Vikings on top of the Ravagers again. Does get a couple of them, though. Corrosive bars do their job also. Liberator is still on the way up. Snute in this position where, again, his income is not really there to keep on trading. The army size Optimus was taking a heavy hit earlier. He just built back up recently with that income lead, but then just dropped a lot once more. But can Snute follow up? That's the issue. Probably not, because he just has to give it 30 or 40 seconds until the Locusts are off cooldown before he can attack again. And that becomes problematic, obviously. That's where, that's why Snute's in this difficult position where he can't do much about those sort of situations that are occurring. Green comes in, will force an unsiege on this Liberator. Another Liberator sieges over this side. Drones are once again no longer mining. Lava's being killed. Snute's just having a nightmare figuring out what he wants to do with this. We see, oh no, Swarmers are move commanding into this army. And 3 or 4 of them going down. Again, they're units which really cannot be... They're not replaceable right now for Snute because he doesn't have the income to replace them. You're going to see Vikings and Liberators keep on fighting as well. The tanks having to back away slowly but surely. Optimus again dropping down in army supply. And he will just have to back away. The Locusts are too much for him. He cannot justify fighting this here. As Corrosive Bars get rid of a Liberator. Optimus just needs a little bit more to try and do... Well, just keep on fighting this. Again, I mean, he's slowly withering away at the unit count of his opponent. But look at the efficiency which he's doing it with. It's very ineffective. Which is why he needed all of these extra workers that he's had. And he needs to keep on taking bases because he mines out on 5 bases. Snute's army is still trading well enough at the moment. So almost come up top. We see Hellions right side looking to run by again. This time we'll see Hellbats morphing in to help out with these initial waves of Locusts. The Liberators here trying to add some splash too wherever possible. Friendly fire from the tanks is heavy as the Locusts do come on forwards. The Roaches and Rabbits are going to keep on trying to push on through this. And again, Optimus, he comes out still around the same army supply. He just needs to keep on building, which is what he's doing. 5 more tanks on the way out, a few more Hellions being added in. It's not a lot of factories, by the way, as this base heading down bottom left. When he gets that down there, I mean, he's going to be able to really send a lot of workers to be no longer oversaturated, basically. And that's going to be a big relief for him, finding he'll be able to mine properly with 61 workers. That income lead is going to maintain itself. It's been there for, what, almost 10 minutes now? Optimus, again, just has not had efficiency in the last few minutes, and that's why Snute is still very much so in this game. Swarm Hosts have been his real savior so far. Look how many kills some of these Swarm Hosts have. 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 1, 2, 3, 7. I mean, there's just so many of them as well, I guess. It's kind of one of the issues. Locusts move forwards, and these Locusts are not going to be able to do too much. Again, you can see, like, you don't really even need to fight them at this point. Just back away, let them expire. There's nothing to be gained by fighting them here, as Optimus sets up bottom left-hand side, and again, finding this base, which he really needed to find. I love the couple of Hellbats left here, just in case a small amount of units come over to try and harass, be it Lings, be it Locusts, whatever it is. Those Hellbats in position to deflect. Unless there's a bigger commitment, in which case Optimus can maybe even find a chance to counterattack, as we're going to be seeing these Roaches pushed away. Snute top side has Swarm Host in position as well to come in from a different angle to what he's been going for prior to this point. There's a few Locusts coming on in. There's a lot of them north side. Don't know if they're really going to be able to land on their targets here. As the Optimus is able to start working his way through a bunch of these Hellions getting to work. He's able to kind of clean up a whole bunch of these Locusts right there. So, a whole bunch of those going down. One more Hellion already to the right-hand side, keeping an eye on external bases of Snute, seeing if he himself is able to move away from the 5 bases which he has access to. Now, something Optimus can't really afford to have happen. Can't really afford Snute to get himself into a better position in that regard. Find some Overlords here. I mean, if he actually kills a bunch of these Overlords, Snute's supply blocked, and, well, with an eco disadvantage, the last thing you want is to be spending hundreds of minerals. Rebuilding Overlords as well. Another 5-6 Overlords here? That's 800 int minerals, which Snute has to rebuild. It's a lot of money down the drain when he only has 200 in the bank. Wow. Those are big pickups. We see another large fight breaking out over on this side. Again, the Swarm Host, the Locusts are doing a lot of damage initially. Here come the Hellions to help out. We're going to see tanks here jumps on and push this away. The Roaches and the Ravagers are still trying to trade here, but now they're starting to drop in numbers as well. They will indeed be pushed back. 99, 101, sorry, army supply to 108 after this yet again. There's a similar situation as before. Snute actually re-adds some swarm hosts. Did he lose a few there? He's down to 17. Obviously really feels as though the swarm hosts are the thing that's carrying through, which I think is very obvious actually. Snute does see this base bottom left now, and he has sent some roaches to go and deal with that. And for the first time in a long time, Optimus will have to go somewhere a little bit more creative to be able to defend his bases. He's been pulled apart a bit more than he has been in a long time. These couple of Hellbats working their way through roaches once again. And we're just going to be seeing these SCVs continue to be dropped as we see his Locust Swarm Host to the center of the map once again here. Vikings do work their way through another Overlord. I'm just going to be seeing, again, Locusts up in the sky, pushing forwards. Queens are replacing Creep, and, wow, what a game this has turned out to be. What's the resources lost at? 44 to 28k. It was 22 to 32 before, so that's 12k to 6. Snute just trading twice as effectively as his opponent here, and, you know, Snute's economy is back on track almost. You know, you can see, recently Optimus has not had the advantage he once had. However, Optimus has just found himself in a position down on this side of the map where he will start to deny economy once again. Immediately 10 workers going down and in position to potentially kill this base. He scans, he sees the Swarm Host coming off cooldown. Vikings will move forward to try and get themselves a few Locust kills before anything major happens. Force here going to splash onto Locust as well. For Optimus, it's about cleaning up this wave of Locust without losing too much, because if he has enough left over here, he can keep pushing forwards. And look at this, he's got enough left over. He can keep pushing forwards, and that's the issue for Snute. Now Optimus is on his side of the map. 25 seconds until Swarm Hosts are off cooldown. What do you do as Snute? You lose another base. That's definite so far. I think almost surely he's going to lose this one, right? Queen's middle of the map. They're not really adding anything right now. They're just in the wrong position. And this base starts to go down. The Swarm Host back away into a corner trying to buy time to get their Locust back up and running once again. But as the hatchery falls again, Snute's economy will take a nosedive. And we'll see that mountainous income lead for Optimus starting to build back up to what it was 5-10 minutes ago. Here we go then. Locust going to try and do a little bit more. He turns, he picks off one Swarm Host there, Optimus. He's going to turn and fight again here. The Locusts start to drop down in higher and higher numbers, and now you really have to just think about backing away rather than fighting this. A few of the tanks will survive. They'll be able to kite away from the Swarm Host Locusts. You will not have to engage into those. Vikings still here just to the side. A couple more roaches have popped out. Tanks are still trying to back away. Roaches come in though, and they are going to be able to pick away at all of these tanks. And okay, Optimus takes some heavy hits there. Good thing he got a lot of eco damage done just prior to that. Wow. So what now? I mean, Optimus is still in the same sort of position. Locust, Swarm Host moving forwards here. About to come off cooldown. In a defensive position. Ooh, Hellbat's not ready right away. There comes the next wave of these Locusts. Does Optimus actually fight this? I mean, I guess he kind of has to. The Hellbat's doing a good job tanking though. They really just feel every time there's enough Hellbats in front, they really do manage to, you know, do a better job than, you know, the tank. It's kind of obvious, right, where the Hellbats, if they tank, it turns out better for Optimus. And that really is the deciding factor in each of these fights so far. Like, how much of an effect do the Hellbats have is Vikings just land over here, get a couple drones, not too much though. Free on either side. The air weapons may be lacking slightly for Optimus, but he's not really too dependent on air weapons right now. Another base has moved up north. Snute's starting to mine out. I mean, he's got some money left. Optimus obviously still has this base down here, still has a little bit over here, still has very little over here, but it is something. As this planetary fortress will begin to be repaired. Tank will siege, more Locusts again. Optimus is kind of coming from a bit of an awkward angle, but it is an angle which kind of forces his opponent into decision. Again, it's like last time where Optimus was attacking. Suddenly Optimus is in an aggressive position, moving towards Snute's bases, and Snute doesn't have an answer because his Swarm Host on cooldown. He can't buy time to defend this base. So this hatchery is going to go down again instantly here. Snute's pulling drones and all sorts back into his natural. How far forward does Optimus commit though? Does he go all the way in? It's a tough decision for him because if he goes all the way in and loses too much, his economy currently is not good enough necessary to rebuild. And I think Optimus is making the right choice to find a way to begin backing away up the right hand side. I think that's a very good way of kind of making this happen. He sieges up here. Snute just goes counterattacking. He goes across to the left-hand side. So he's going to try and trade bases for bases at this moment. We're 27 minutes into this game on Abyssal Reef. As we're going to be seeing the Hellbats, the tanks, still just position themselves to the far right. We see a few Locusts dropping down again. Planetary Fortress I mean, the thing is, the Locusts are so spread out at the moment, they're not really being that effective in enough numbers. I mean, can they kill this base? Is the SCV still repaired? There's a couple, maybe not enough. Optimus sees these Swarmos across the map, though, which means now he knows he can hit this base. Snute is out of mind. He's supply capped. He's everything that he doesn't want to be right now. I don't know what he does. We're going to see these drones are going to try and pull away, but there's nowhere he can go. He doesn't even have the money for another hatchery. That's the position Snute is in right now. It's a tough one. It's a difficult one for him to get out of. As we're going to be seeing these Swarm hosts coming up top once again. Another hatchery picked off here. Going to be seeing the base up here. I mean, again, Snute is just trying to get rid of Optimus's bases, saying that if I get rid of your bases, well, all of a sudden you can't build anything else new either. And that's obviously kind of an intriguing position, as you can see these drones trying to return some minerals to have a new hatchery be affordable to them. But I mean, he's just losing all of these drones slowly to these tanks. These tanks are just going at it. They're getting rid of all of these drones. What does this planet force is actually going to stand up for itself? These SCVs repairing. What buildings are left on the map for Snute? Does he have anything outside of his bases? He has a few of these drones, but that's really about it. These tanks move into the main base. Got more Hellions on the way out. We'll see a push forward from Optimus trying to push into these Swarm hosts. We're now going to be seeing the Locusts pushing away. Well, the Swarm was being pushed away. Locusts nearly back on cooldown, though. They're nearly going to be able to fight this. And if the Locusts can just do enough, maybe he can just about slowly trade efficiently over time. Thing is, though, Optimus is still mining, and that's the overall issue, right? The fact he's mining means that it's the same as it's always been, that eventually he will just rebuild again. As the Locusts drop down, I think we can already see the Hellbats are doing their job. The Locusts are not doing enough, and Optimus will keep on pushing in. Eventually, these Swarmers will end up cornered. There'll not be anywhere for them to go. And this army of Optimus will just clean out for the victory. Snute, does he have any drones on the map? He's got one drone on the map, and it is over here. It's the only drone he can build structures with at the moment. And outside of that, he has not really any hidden unit structures anywhere on the map anyways. So Snute is really in trouble, and I think we're just watching the dying moments of Snute in this game. We really are, as Optimus pulls around the right-hand side. Tanks and Hellions positioning, trying to catch these Swarmos somewhere, trying to find a fight which is beneficial to them. The hive is about to fall, and then Snute will be revealed, and Optimus will realize how close he is to just winning this game on pure base trade alone. 2 Swarmos go down this time, as you're going to see the Locusts dropping in. The Roaches will try and fight. The Queens come in. They'll try and transfuse what they can to help out, as Optimus is being pushed away. But again, now the Locusts are gone, and suddenly there's nothing to stand up for the rest of this army. Transfusers are doing a great job. They're helping out, but it's not going to last forever. The Queen's energy is limited, as we're going to be seeing the hive gone. So again, Snute being revealed is just a few seconds away. We have ticked over the 30-minute marker in this TVZ on Abyssal Reef. Optimus looking to take the tie here 1-1. And man, this group is really starting to be all over the place. If Optimus can tie up here against Snute. Drogo tied against Snute as well. Optimus tied against Drogo. This group is all over the place. We're going to have to watch some more of these matches to really figure out how exactly it's all going to turn out in the end. Absolutely insane mech versus game here, as we're going to be seeing a push forwards now from Snute yet again. He will use just a few Locusts to scare away these SCVs. The orbitals will just lift, though. There's Optimus. He knows there's so few structures left on this map. This extractor. And then what? A Spore Crawler up here? A Spore Crawler here as well? That's all Snute has left. He has no drones. I guess the idea is he'll bring the Spore Crawlers in with his army to keep them with it, but I think over time you can see that Optimus is just fighting back well enough. He is just holding Snute back well enough throughout this. As we're going to be seeing Optimus again, he now does know the final structures on the map are these couple of Spore Crawlers. One tank's going to find one of them already, and he's going to have to Snute and burrow that and start pulling it away. He does have a transfuse for it. It is with what is left of this army. As Optimus will be losing the siege tank, unfortunately, will not be able to protect that there. Both spores are burrowed. And Snute, what can he hope for right now? I really don't know. I mean, I guess he has to bring the spores with him wherever he goes. I'm going to go see another Swarm Host or two just getting low again. Locusts drop down. The Hellbats just roast away. And again, Optimus is still building 3 Hellions, 1 tank at a time. He's still long distance mining, albeit from this base. He's still mining from this base. He's setting up down here as well. He's got the mining to win this game. He has what he needs. Snute has just got to find the point where he realizes that that is the situation. I mean, it's still winnable for Snute. It sounds ridiculous, but if he can find efficient enough trades while shutting down Eco, the Swarm Host can win it for him, but it's so hard to do that. And uh-oh, Optimus knows where those 2 Spore Crawlers are. And this might be the final fight. Optimus just needs to kill those 2 spores. He's going to start chasing after them. He's getting rid of the creep, and you might think, well, is that an important thing? But actually, it kind of is. We'll slow down this entire army massively if there's no creep, allowing Optimus to create some interesting opportunities. I love this. The Swarm Host Locals are stuck in the sky. They can't land because Optimus is just backing away, which means he doesn't even have to fight this wave of Locals. He can just go and re-engage very shortly, and that's going to change absolutely everything in this. As we're going to be seeing Snute coming up top side, just try and just try and mine a little bit, defend a bit more of the economy mining currently. Just try and get rid of some of that eco. Optimus will lose a bunch there. Again, the eco of Optimus has just been hugely advantageous. Snute has not been mining anything for a long time here. Now Queen's getting caught, more transfuses being burnt. Spores are trying to reposition, but they're starting to get caught now, and we see the Swarmos coming in as a last-ditch effort. Here comes some Locust off cooldown just in time. Snute was defeated. His 2 Spore Crawlers went down. GG, Optimus ties it again.